time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. Hello everyone. We're going to do a request. This request comes in from my reaction to Wishbone Ash doing the song Why Don't We? The YouTuber making the request goes by the name of Rickon1234. And Rickon writes this. Hi Todd, hope you are well. I am. I'm doing fantastic. I'm hoping you're doing fantastic also. If you want heavy and hard, try my favorite group of all time, Uriah Heep, and the song Dreammare. It's like Uriah Heep. Boy, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm good for a Uriah Heep song. Now, I didn't know where this song was from because I just don't remember the song. So I went to Discogs and typed in Uriah Heep and Dreammare, and up came their first album. So it was like, well, I've heard that album. I mean, it has been a long, long time since I've heard that album, but I've heard that album. So the first album is called Very Eavy, Very Umble, and it was released in June of 1970. That was the name of the album in the UK. It was released here in the US as Uriah Heep with a totally different cover art from the UK version. It also swapped out one song for another song on the album because here in the US, we can't just release what was originally released in the UK. We got to touch it and change it. Now, the album, the first album, at least as it was released here in the United States, I've heard many, many times. I don't remember this song. I mean, I remember some of the songs on this particular album, like Gypsy, Come Away Melinda, Wake Up, Set Your Sights. Some of these songs I remember, but Dreammare, I don't remember that song. So I'm sure when I hear it, it'll come back to me. So the first Uriah Heep album I ever bought was Sweet Freedom. I didn't buy the previous albums to Sweet Freedom. But I had my best friend who lived across the street from me, and we grew up together, by the name of Chuck, who loved Uriah Heep and bought all the Uriah Heep albums up to Sweet Freedom. He didn't buy that one, and that's why I bought it. So I've heard all the Uriah Heeps. I didn't buy the early ones because my friend had them and I could hear them at his house. We listened to music all the time. So I'm sure I've heard this. I'm anxious to hear it again. I like these early Uriah Heep albums. I think they're just fantastic. So here we go with Uriah Heep with kind of their original lineup. It wasn't the original lineup when they got together. This is a group that changed lineups quite often, but the people that are on this particular song are David Byron on lead vocals. He's key to those early Uriah Heep albums. Mick Box playing lead guitar. I believe he's still the only original member of Uriah Heep in the current Uriah Heep. And they're 56 years old. They were formed in 1969 in England. Ken Hensley is on organ. Paul Newton on bass. And on this particular track, Alex Napier plays drums. So here we go with Uriah Heep doing Dreammare from their first album. stop it right there. Wow, over a minute intro on this song, and it's great. I love the keyboards in Uriah Heep. I think that's what made them stand out from like a group like Black Sabbath, where Black Sabbath was basically guitar, bass, and drums. This group had that keyboard in there, and I think that adds so much to their sound and gives them a little bit of extra oomph in the hard rock, heavy metal area. And so you got Ken's keyboards right in the beginning, and then Mick comes in with the guitar, and I just love the guitar on him. There's some really good lead notes, and then he starts just like, he's just hammering his guitar. Just fantastic beginning on this song. I'm still not remembering it, but I like it. I really like it. Let's take it back a little bit so we can listen to the vocalist. Oh, I love that guitar break in there. Great wah-wah pedal. I mean, I'm a big fan of wah-wah. The wah-wah pedal. First time I've ever heard a Hendrix album and he's playing the wah-wah pedal. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So that was a great instrumental break there with that guitar solo. The other thing is David's vocals on here. You can always tell it's a Uriah Heep, at least an early Uriah Heep song. He's got that great voice that fits their style of music so well, but then they add that echo onto his voice all the time, so it sounds like there's multiple David singing, and I like that style, and they carried that through up to Sweet Freedom, I think, that style of singing. So it's special because it's a Uriah Heep thing. Nobody else has reproduced that vocal style, and I think that's really cool with the early Uriah Heep albums. Let's keep on going.
Sleepless nights, last the night time.
Oh, great song. Yeah, the la 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 parts I think I can remember, but I don't remember this song. So, this is 55 years ago. I'm sure I've heard it before 55 years ago, but I might have lost those particular brain cells in the years that have gone by. So this particular song doesn't stand out to me from their first album, but it's a great track. I mean, I just love it. It's a great track. I like the acapella part as well, when they're doing the la 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 la's in acapella. I thought that was kind of cool. And then then the guitars and drum and bass come back in, and then they take the song out with the la 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 la's. It's just kind of a cool song. And like I said, I really like David's vocals. I just think he's a wonderful vocalist. And everybody says, okay, who's the best rock vocalist? And they'll pick this, Ian Gillan or Roger Daltrey, or they'll pick somebody. I don't think you can pick anybody. Each band is kind of formed around their style of music, and a lot of that style has to do with the lead vocalist. I mean, when Ian Gillan left Deep Purple, the band kind of changed. Same when Ozzy Osbourne left Black Sabbath, the group sort of changed. They kind of fall into the lead vocalist and their style of singing. And I think that's the same with Uriah Heep. Great vocalist for this group. And I think, when they lost him, they changed their style. I think their style changed slightly. So I just really like his style of singing. I think that was my favorite Uriah Heep, is when David was the lead vocalist. But great song. Love the guitar work. The drumming was like right in there. There were some really good fills. The bass was going along. He had some good keyboards in there. But this was mostly a guitar-driven song. It was, started out with the keyboard, but I think it was mostly guitar-driven on this particular track. While other Uriah Heep albums or songs are maybe keyboard-driven. So they had a lot of tools to work with and use them all as they recorded different songs. Great recommendation. Loved it. I hope you loved it too. If you did, hit that like button. That'd be really appreciated. That's the old thumbs up button. If you have any comments about Uriah Heep doing the song Dreammare, put it in the comments below. That'd also be really appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to this video and put in my description below. So if you want to watch it again, click on that link. It'll open up and play for you all the way through without me stopping it. And I thought it was kind of a cool video too. I like how they used the album cover, or this is the original album cover that was released in the UK, and kind of morphed that around and then had stills of the group. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm also going to put a link to the channel that uploaded this video into my description below, so you might want to check that channel out. See if they have other videos that are really hot that you might want to watch. Click on that link. It will take you to their channel. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it right now? Go below my video. I know you still have it open, and hit that subscribe button. Be making me very happy. Also, if you go over here, ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. Rickon, you did a great choice of songs. I really loved it. I wish I could remember more about it, but like I said, I think those brain cells are lost. Though this put a huge smile on my face, I'm hoping to put a huge smile on your face. And peace out, baby.